Hurricane Preparedness Week is May 9th through the 15th, 2021. Be ready for hurricane season. Today you can determine your personal hurricane risk if you live in a hurricane-prone areas. You are encouraged to complete these simple preparations before hurricane season begins on June 1st. Keep in mind you may need to adjust any preparedness actions based on the latest health and safety guidelines from the CDC and your local officials. Determining your risk. Find out today what type of wind and water hazards could happen where you live, and then start preparing on how to handle them. Hurricanes are not just a coastal problem. Their impacts can be felt hundreds of miles inland, and significant impacts can occur without being a major hurricane. Develop an evacuation plan. You do not need to travel hundreds of miles, but have multiple options. Your destination could be a friend or relative who does not live in an evacuation zone. If you live in a well-built home outside the evacuation zone, your safest place may be to remain home. Be sure to account for your pets in your planning. Just like for tornadoes, you may need to assemble a disaster supply kit. You're going to need supplies not just to get through the storm, but for potentially lengthy and unpleasant aftermath. Have enough non-perishable food, water, and medicine to last each person in your family a minimum of 3 days. Electricity and water could be out for at least that long. You need extra cash, a battery-powered radio, and flashlights. You may need a portable crank or solar-powered USB charger for your cell phone. Get an insurance checkup. Call your insurance company or agent and ask for an insurance checkup to make sure you have enough homeowners insurance to repair or even replace your home. Don't forget coverage for your car or boat. Remember, standard homeowners insurance does not cover flooding. Whether you're a homeowner or a renter, you'll need a separate policy for it. And it's available through your company, agent, or the National Flood Insurance Program at floodsmart.gov. Act now, as flood insurance requires a 30-day waiting period. Strengthen your home. If you plan to ride out the storm in your home, make sure it is in good repair and up to local hurricane building code specifications. Help your neighbor. Many Americans rely on their neighbors after a disaster, but there are also many ways you can help your neighbor before a hurricane. Complete a written plan. Take the time now to write down your hurricane plan. Know who issues evacuation orders for your area. Determine locations and where you will ride out the storm, and start to get your supplies now. Being prepared for a hurricane threatens makes you resilient to the hurricane impact of wind and water. It will mean the difference between being a hurricane victim or a hurricane survivor.
Could this be what your home looks like after the next hurricane strikes? Many people thought a hurricane like Katrina would never really happen. If you had to evacuate, where would your family go? What would you take with you? The time to decide and the time to prepare is now, not when the order is given. Step 1. Get a copy of the Family Disaster Plan. Discuss it with your family members so that everyone knows what to do when the time comes. These free resources are available from the National Weather Service or the American Red Cross websites. Step 2. Put together a supply kit. It should include a supply of water, 1 gallon per person per day, canned and boxed foods that won't spoil, at least a 7-day supply of medications, a first aid kit, flashlights, and special items for infants, the elderly, and family members with any physical limitations. Step 3. buy a NOAA weather radio, all hazards. It will broadcast warnings, watches, and forecasts 24 hours a day, every day, until a hurricane or other dangerous weather event is gone. Weather radios are sold online or at any store that sells TVs and radios. When the National Weather Service issues a hurricane watch, it means a storm with sustained winds over 74 miles per hour is a possible threat within 48 hours. Pull out that emergency plan and double-check your kit. Install hurricane shutters, test your generator, and make sure you have enough fuel. Bring in patio furniture and any other loose items that could blow into windows. A hurricane warning means that the storm will hit your area in 36 hours or less. Once a hurricane warning is issued, it's time to sit tight. Do not leave your house. Hurricane force winds are extremely dangerous. Only when emergency managers tell you to evacuate, then do so immediately. Many people who stayed put during Hurricane Katrina were severely injured or killed. Pack up your pets, medicines, the deed to your home, and other emergency items, and get out. It's only a matter of time before a devastating hurricane hits the coast where you live. Make sure you are prepared.
The Magnolia Civic Center in New Albany Community Theater is announcing auditions for the Shakespeare in the Park Along the River. The performance date will be Friday, June 25th at 7 p.m. The show will be a sampling of Shakespeare's most beloved scenes. The performance will take place at the outdoor stage at the Park Along the River this summer. For audition details, visit magnoliaciviccenter.com or the Magnolia Civic Center Facebook page. The Union County School District is going back to traditional graduation ceremonies this year. Inglemoor and West Union will again have full ceremonies in their respective gyms. East Union and Myrtle will have their graduation ceremonies on their football field. Myrtle's graduation will be at 6 p.m. Thursday, May 20th. East Union graduation will be at 8 p.m. Thursday, May 20th. Inglemoor will have a graduation at 6 p.m. Friday, May 21st, and West Union will have a graduation at 8 p.m. Friday, May 21st.